On this week's test ride, I'm going to ask you to keep a little secret for me. I'm not really into four-strokes. So here's the deal. I'm going to attempt to talk you into believing that the 600 E-TEC is the right engine for the 2018 Ski-Doo GTX. The GTX brand is legitimately legendary in the snowmo biz. Ski-Doo has continually updated, improved, and generally kept their flagship twofer on the cutting edge of passenger hauling technology. In fact, one ride on a Ski-Doo GTX will convince you Ski-Doo has the twofer genre completely figured out. Touring amenities are abundant, and Ski-Doo has introduced many tour-friendly innovations to the sport on GTXs. However, Ski-Doo has continued to insert more four-stroke engines in the GTX, including the 900 Ace and the venerable 1200 Triple. This makes the ubiquitous GTX pretty much a four-stroke only player. So why should anyone buck the system and buy a GTX with a two-stroke engine? The four-stroke gurus will tell you it's a hassle hauling injector oil, and four-strokes always get better fuel economy than two-strokes. These things are as non-negotiable with a legion of twofer riders as a border wall is with Trump. Au contraire, my friends, the 600 E-TEC at 125 horsepower scores the second best fuel economy in the industry, besting the 130 horsepower 1200 four-stroke by a wide margin and scoring within 10% of the 900 Ace mileage. If you consider the weight advantage the E-TEC two-stroke has over virtually any displacement four-stroke, the GTX 600 E-TEC becomes even more attractive. Still, there's that lingering issue of having to carry injector oil. Here's my honest opinion. The 600 E-TEC sips oil and can deliver 1,000 kilometers per liter of injector oil. That's a full 600 miles. The truth is a liter of injector oil takes up about as much room as a cachet of pemmican. If you leave with a full tank, you can easily get close to 1,500 miles with just one spare liter of oil tucked away. So I think I've done a stellar job of convincing a few of you why the 600 E-TEC is a credible power choice for the GTX. Let me enlighten you some more and tell you why the GTX platform is such a good twofer. Ski-Doo's use of the same basic 137-inch R-Motion rear skid gives the same plush response in the GTX as it does in the Renegade. There is simply no better ride right now in the snowmo biz than R-Motion. And in our opinion, the use of this skid in the GTX produces the best results of any Ski-Doo chassis equipped with R-Motion. This particular GTX is not an SE model, so it doesn't have the adjust-on-the-fly air shock on the rear arm. Truth is, the standard issue R-Motion used here on the GTX can handle a wide range of rider weights. This means that if your passenger is just slightly overnourished, you can usually just saddle up and ride on. Part of the success of R-Motion has been its inherent ability to deliver a near bottomless plush ride with varying loads while not requiring any fiddling. R-Motion is coupled rear to front and couples late in the suspension stroke. The mysterious element of the R-Motion formula is the exceptionally long front torque arm, which also keeps bump energy from entering the chassis until late in the suspension stroke. Comfort on the GTX for both pilot and passenger is outstanding. This is a result of ergonomics that have been designed to make the twofer experience almost transparent. Making the twofer experience transparent might be a bad thing for the passenger if he or she is your significant other. Let's leave that whole line of reasoning alone. What we can say is this: the GTX can be ridden aggressively in twisty trails with two adults loaded on the sumptuous king-queen seat. Even though the GTX is a variant of the familiar XS platform, in this rendition the XS decidedly displays sit-down ergonomics. Other touring amenities include this large enclosed rear cargo rack, which accepts a wide variety of Ski-Doo touring accessories. The rear seat accoutrements on this base-level GTX are impressive. There's a comfortable rear backrest, passenger footrests, heated handholds with handguards, and a connector for an electric face shield. Combine these features with a ginormous windshield equipped with extra deflectors, and you've got as comfortable and warm a place for two winter adventurers as this industry offers. If I were buying a GTX twofer, I can honestly say my choice for power would be the 600 E-TEC. However, a legion of four-strokers will continue to disagree. I can only hope that a few intelligent ones will ultimately buy into my sensible rationale.